Fun fact, the oldest known musical instrument is over 50,000 years old. Damn. Play the music.
Baby, baby.
Welcome to Open Mic. I'm your host, Jamal Radio Raheem. Now, Open Mic is a music podcast where I give y'all some of my opinions and we talk about music. You can find this podcast wherever you get podcasts. You can also watch it on YouTube if you're one of those visual people like myself. Now, today's episode, I'm giving you some hot takes. I'm giving y'all like 3 or 4 hot takes that I got. And we just gonna see how y'all take this. Let's My first hot take is Lauryn Hill is not a top 50 MC of all time. Now, I know Miss Lauryn Hill is great. I know the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is a classic, one of the greatest albums of all time. I know how much people love that album. But to me, to put Lauryn Hill in the top 50 MCs of all time is so disrespectful to hip hop. And when they say she's the greatest woman of all time, it's disrespectful to women. There have been so many people who've come out and they have done great in this 50 plus years of hip hop. To put her in the conversation is crazy. I can probably name 60 MCs that I think are better than Lauryn Hill. 60 without even thinking. Probably 60. Like if I had to write it down, I might get to 75 before I get to Lauryn Hill. And that's no disrespect to her. She's great for that one album that we got. And people like to point to her work with the Fugees and stuff like that. But even then, she's dividing those verses between Wyclef and Pras. And they didn't give us that much work. We didn't get that many albums from the Fugees. You know what I'm saying? People point to Outkast and Andre 3000. We got like 5, 6 albums from Outkast. Countless features from Outkast or for Andre. That's why he could be in those conversations and she can't. Like, there's so much work from him. We don't have that much work from Lauryn Hill. Every now and then, every 5, 6 years, she comes and give us a guest feature, and people's nostalgia and their want for wanting another Lauryn Hill album makes them put her probably higher than she needs to be. Like when people say like, "Oh, she's better than this person or better than that person," I just laugh. I just laugh. I think people are getting misconstrued, like when it comes to her. Like, yes, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is a great album. That doesn't make her a top tier artist. What are we talking about here? There's no way, ain't no way, and no planet that I put Lauryn Hill in the top 50 MCs. I think if you put her in the top 50 MCs, you're smoking crack. I think you're smoking crack because you're crazy to have her in that conversation. And I love her, but cut it out. At 2, my second hot take. A Seat at the Table by Solange is a top 10 album of all time. Not top 10 R&B album, not top 10 black album. No, top 10 album, no matter the genre. Country, folk, R&B, hip hop, bluegrass. I don't care. Top 10. The album is great from the feature choices to the skits to the production, the lyricism, the vocals. Everything about that album is great. Great. Like the moment I heard Don't Touch My Hair, I knew that album was going to bang. I knew it was going to bang. When Sappho came in singing, "What you say to me? What you say to me? What you say to me?" What? Instant classic. And I don't even like using that word classic like too loosely, you know, but that is a classic instantly too. When I first heard it, I said, this is a classic. This is a classic. Ain't nothing there's not a single bad song. The flow of that album, the sequences of that album, that is how albums are supposed to be done. Perfection. Top 10 album of all time. Top 10. I don't care what your 10 is. I don't care where you have it in your 10, but it's in the 10. It's in the 10. It's in the 10. I don't care. But A Seat at the Table by Solange is definitely a top 10 album of all time. My next hot take. I debated if I should say this. I don't like Run DMC's music. I don't think they're good. Now, 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 I understand they are pioneers. They're important to the genre of expansion, making a lot of stuff mainstream. Hell, I wanted a Dookie rope and a Adidas tracksuit because Run DMC. I listened to It's Christmas Time and Hollis Queen every single Christmas, but they're not. I I don't like their music. I don't think they're good. And I know a lot of people, when they hear that statement, they think it's disrespectful and I'm disrespecting pioneers. And it's not that. I just think that their music is wasn't the greatest and it was important for the time that it came out. But there are so many artists and so many groups in general better than them that were making actually great music at the time, but they were very marketable. Their look was marketable, their sound was marketable, they were not threatening. Like a lot of things played a part into why they were able to get pushed the way they get pushed. They're from New York. All the labels were in New York. Def Jam, the relationship between the brothers. Like literally there's so many reasons why like they were able to take off before any other group for people who are going to use that stupid ass argument. I just don't think their music is good. I don't think their music is good. I don't I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, and my last hot take, I think the 2010s is the best era of rap, the best era.
What did he say?
And I know the 90s have some heat. I know. Trust me, my favorite song, Passing Me by Far Side. My favorite album is Low End Theory. Both came out in the 90s. Both came out in the 90s. I'm very aware of that. But the amount of artists and heat that we got from the 2010s, like this is an opinion that like I just came to and was like, oh, I just want to be controversial. No, this is something I feel with my whole chest. The amount of great rappers that we got and like the subgenres that took off and people doing it at elite levels can't be matched. It can't be matched. Like the bottom tier of the 2010s, compare that to the bottom tier of the 90s. It's not even comparable. They wrap circles around them in the 90s. Like the music is much better, you know. Of course, the 90s have classic albums. You know what I'm saying? You got Illmatic, you got Reasonable Doubt, Death Certificate. You got a whole Low End Theory, Midnight Marauders, like Bizarre Ride to the Far Side. There's so many classic albums, but the 2010s has that too. You got To Pimp a Butterfly. You got Good Kid, Mad City. You got Bandana. You got so many bangers. I can go 2014 Forest Hill Drive. You got so many. You got Forever Story. Actually, that's 20. That's not 2010s. Shout out to Jid because you still got the Cap Girl. You got so many. You got so much heat. You got so much heat in the 2010s. And a lot of people like to point to like the 90s as the golden era. And the 90s is the golden era because of the expansion and how important it is when you can't tell the story of hip hop without it and the globalization of it and how it became the genre that it is. But the 2010s is just so much like it's so much better in my opinion. Like the versatility that we get to, we got like Kendrick, Cole, Crit, Future, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Rhapsody, like, and then we got like people like a Lil Wayne, we got Ye, we got Kid Cudi, we got all these people who their prime is the 2010s, like when they really took off, 2010s. Travis Scott, you got all these people they all took off in the 2010s. The 2010s, that era cannot be it cannot be fucked with. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all my old heads. The 2010s is the greatest when it comes to hip hop. So much. The subgenres, they even taken off at a level. People call it mumble rap. What y'all whatever. They talking mumble rap. Even that's good. Trap. You got the conscious. You got it all being done at an elite level. Even artists who came out in the 90s, some of their best work is in the 2010s. Nas, Common, like like some of these artists' best work came in the 2010s. I personally love the 90s. 90s is a comfort music for me, in particular 90s R&B. That's very comfortable for me. 90s hip hop is very comfortable for me. Like if I'm at a party and I'm like trying to get people of different ages and backgrounds to listen to something and like, I'm probably playing something from the 90s because I know everybody's going to like it. That being said, that doesn't take away from the greatness of the 2010s. The 90s is a great era. Hip hop would not be where it is without that era. But the 2010s is the best era. You can literally make a case that four of the five people in the my top 10 and most people top 10s best work came out in the 2010s. You can make that case. It's a great era. Like I understand a lot of people are going to have a hard time accepting that. But when you listen to the music, when you really listen to it, is it really comparable? The 90s is very top heavy. The 2010s is heavy all over. It's all over. Top heavy, bottom heavy, just heavy. 2010s is the best era when it comes to rap. And I stand on that on all 10. All 10, I tell you. But here are my hot takes again. Lauryn Hill is not a top 50 MC. A Seat at the Table is a top 10 album of all time. Run DMC, they're not good. And the 2010s is the best era when it comes to hip hop. Now, before we get up out of here, I got to give y'all the song of the week. Song of the week, Free Party, Favorite Jeans.
You got me right where you want it, want it. You brought me right in the corner, the corner. You put me in the pocket of your favorite jeans and pull me out whenever you can play with me. I hate that I'll be whoever you need. I hate that I'll be whoever you need.
I just woke up one day and I knew what I was.
And this has been Open Mic. I've been your host, Jamal Radio Raheem. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And I'll catch y'all next Wednesday, same time, doing the same thing. Looking sexy as ever. Bye.
baby.